Hi, accounting firm partners. Jay Gabrani here. Thanks very much for joining me. Today's question is about lead generation strategies for accounting firms. Now, before I talk about different types of lead generation techniques and strategies that accounting firms can use, I have to make one little distinction. There is 0 point of you, the accounting firm partner, investing your time and money in lead generation if the underbelly of your accounting firm, the systems and processes, are not set up. Let me explain. Now, I'll use one example, and it's a very simple example. Every accounting firm partner has a business card, and a business card is traditionally known as one of the best lead generation strategies. And what's on most business cards, right? Like your name, your firm name, the address, the phone number, the website. Fine, great. That's what traditionally is what is on most accounting firm partners' business cards. So now I'm going to focus on the website in particular, because a lot of accounting firm partners, they want to leverage the internet, so this is the first thing that they have to understand. Now, the client gets your business card wherever they got it, doesn't matter, seminar, conference, Chamber of Commerce meeting. They now go back to their home or their office, they type in your website address, they are interested in kind of what the services you have to offer, but there is no way for them to leave you their information. Now, yes, your phone number's on there, they can call you, but I'm talking about the ability to leave you their information, and usually just 1 or 2 key pieces of information. The first one would be their name, and the second one would be their email address. Why is there no ability? Because your firm's website doesn't have what's called an opt-in box. An opt-in box is simply the place where they can enter that information and hit the go button or the send button, and then that person is added into your database. Now your firm has the ability to communicate with that potential client over the course of time. A lot of people, they may not need your services immediately. However, if you can stay in touch with them over the course of time, then ultimately when it does come time for them to utilize your services, you have some top-of-mind awareness because you've been communicating with them. However, if your website doesn't allow it in the first place and they have to call you, then you know what happens, right? Everyone is busy. They put it aside. They're like, oh, okay. Maybe if they were looking at your website at night or after business hours, which is quite possible, they then will be, all right, I'll get back to it, and you know what happens. Usually they don't get back to it. So the one thing you have to have on your firm's website is an opt-in box. It should be located on the front page, outside all those, a lot of firms I've seen, and I've reviewed a lot of accounting firm websites, and, very few of them, and if I had to guess, I did not actually count, but if I had to guess, only maybe 10% of them had an opt-in box for potential clients to sign up and receive information. So you are losing the attention of that prospect, because the second they go away, it's the likelihood is they're not coming back. So that's the first thing I had to mention, and that system, that underbelly, that has to be in place so that now your lead generation efforts, where you are going to be spending some time, you are going to be spending some money, at least they'll be fruitful. So now I'll just discuss a couple of more ways. We've already discussed the business card. Your business card has a website on it. I'll discuss a couple of more ways for accounting firms to generate leads. Now, the most traditional form of advertising that I've seen with accounting firm partners is offline. It's in the yellow pages and in Chamber of Commerce directories. Now, do you have to discontinue that? Well, if you have a specialization or a specialized niche that you service, then I'd say yes, or at least at a very minimum, don't spend a lot of money on it and put your ad very small. I'm going to use an example just to give some clarification here. Let's say that you specialize in serving real estate investors, okay? So now a great place for you to generate leads will be where real estate investors hang out. There are various websites and there's various guides, magazines, periodicals that real estate investors read. So let's decipher offline between and online. So let's go offline for a second. A magazine, a real estate investor magazine. It would be very intelligent for your accounting firm to place an ad within that magazine. Why? Well, you know who's going to be reading it. It's going to be real estate investors. So that's an offline way, and that ad should, again, include your website address so that once again, when they go to your website, then the opt-in box is there. They can then read about you, your firm, the services you provide, and if they're interested, they can opt in. Now you have them in your sphere, and you can start communicating with them. The second one is what I'll call an online version. Now, real estate investors also hang out at different locations online. Now, with a little bit of research, it's not very hard, with a little bit of research, you can figure out, or someone on your team can figure out, where it is that they hang out, and then you can phone the owner of that website, and you can ask to place a banner ad. Or you can take part in their discussion pieces, and at the bottom, when discussion pieces, meaning their blogs or their forums, and at the bottom, you can just put a little signature line where people can reach you. What is that signature line going to have? It's going to have your website, your firm's website on it. So those are just a couple of examples. There are many, many, many examples. Direct mail advertising, postcard advertising, online. There's things like pay-per-click, Google AdWords, organic search. There are lots of them, and they're outside of the scope of this video. But I think the purpose, once again, of this video was for you to understand that regardless of any of those activities that you do, and you should do a good mix of them, ultimately, you still have to have the underbelly in place. So I know that there may be some questions about that, so you can catch up with me at my blog. The address is www.boostaccountingreferrals.com. Thanks very much. Jay Gabrani signing off. Take care.